You see, you're on fire today.
Sitting here in the dark, I realized I didn't turn the lights on.
The Podgram with Tom and Christie.
It's sad that this is the world that we live in.
Here, let me stop and tie my shoe right in front of you so you can't drive.
The Podgram.
All of a sudden, I hear...
Well, I don't really care.
Join the conversation. 855-PODGRAM.
You bust your ass.
Yeah.
The Podgram with Tom and Christie starts now.
Welcome to the Podgram. It is 9 o'clock, and so far it seems like everything might actually be working like it's supposed to. Although I'm sure that's going to change. I am intentionally not showing you Christie right now. You'll see why in just a minute. But thanks so much for hanging out with us. It is Tuesday. Wow, it's already July. Tomorrow is the 4th. We will not be here tomorrow because we'll be gold bricking with a brewski tomorrow. But right now, let's say hello to my good friend, Christie Bush. See, look how gorgeous she is this morning.
Aw,
not that you're ever,
sweet.
Not that you're ever not gorgeous, but, you know, there's something about you today. I don't know if it's the shirt, the hair.
Maybe it's the pineapples. I have pineapples.
Maybe it's the pineapples.
Shirt.
Maybe it is the pineapples.
You know, I have little tiny pineapples. I mean, who cannot feel just so cute and pineapple?
I know. How do you wear pineapples and just not feel so cute? I know I feel cute when I wear my pineapples. Oh, it is.
And I'm
Tuesday.
even having coconut pineapple soda.
So you're wearing coconuts. I'm sorry, pineapples. And you're drinking.
The coconuts are coming tomorrow. You know,
I see.
My day off.
I see. There's a bad sexual harassment joke in there somewhere that I'll just refrain from for the moment. Because we're a family show, so let's
Okay.
Yeah. So there's no need for all that.
So you were up early this morning. I didn't have to call and wake you up all petrified at 20 after 8.
I was up early, meaning I was up before 9.
That I didn't have to wake you up this morning.
It's the funniest thing though, because when you I love the call, actually. I love when you call me, because what happens is you go into blow up the phone mode. Mm-hmm. And it's great. Just lets me know that you care, I guess, right?
Well, it's like I sit here going, all right, do I put on makeup or don't I? Do I do the hair or don't I?
But you should put it on anyway, whether you're going to be here or not, because
the vegetables don't care if I have foundation on.
Well, no, but your husband, when he comes home, probably appreciates
the mosquitoes
it. I remember,
give a crap less.
Because let me step to the side for a second and say hello, good morning to Becky Burrows, who is in the live chat right now. She says, "Gorgeous Christie, good morning to you, Becky," and Emily Moog, my daughter, who should be taking out the garbage right now. Remember, we talked about that last night. You said you do it first thing. Yeah. So great. Now I'm using the program to tell my kids to do their chores. Great. Oh, caught you drinking. Woohoo!
I don't mind.
I don't mind either. But anyway.
Don't mind. Don't bother me.
Yes. I remember a conversation between the two of us. I don't know why I'm showing my back to you. I don't understand.
No.
Yeah. Well, I'm sexy back. Woohoo.
You're bringing sexy back. Yeah.
Ernie, can we zoom in? There we go. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Ignore the man behind the curtain.
I know, right? We had, oh wait, let me put it back. We had a conversation at one point about between that Phil had said to you, he was a little disappointed that, it took me to get makeup on you.
Well, okay, no, he said that you made me girlier, which is true. It's totally true.
Becky says now, I've reminded her, Becky, take your trash out. I've reminded her to take her garbage out too.
Because I normally don't wear makeup all the time. I mean, I would if we went somewhere or we did something, but let's face it, I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, well, I get that.
Stay-at-home moms don't really, normally if we don't have a show, it's mom bun activated with the little, poof on top.
See, but I've seen that. I've seen that, and that's cute too.
Well, yeah, but there's no makeup. I'm usually. You saw I was wearing the Buffalo Bills. Let's go tailgate tank top.
I don't think that I have ever seen you, and had the feeling that if I saw you on the sidewalk, I'd walk away from that. I don't think I've ever.
Oh no.
I don't think I've ever seen you like that.
There have been times, because I think I even posted about it on Facebook once, that I said, to my neighbors who were forced to see me in the tank top and the French toast pajama pants. Yes, I realize you probably need bleach for your eyeballs right now, but my dog had to go. This just had to happen.
Do you have French toast pajamas?
I have French toast pajama pants.
That's pretty weird.
Well, it was like a little set, it had like a little shirt that had a French toast on it. It was dreaming of French toast, and then it had little flying French toasts on the bottom.
Becky says the stay-at-home moms need to look and feel gorgeous. And the thing is, when you have something to work with, like you have, you got something to work with.
Well, Becky is, she's one of the social worker. No, she's not a social worker. She's she does occupation and speech therapy at the school, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I know she does one or the both. She does one of the special programs at the school, and she also sells Unique, which is makeup.
I see.
And she did this thing, little gift baskets, and I tried her foundation, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Because most of the time you guys don't see, but I have really, 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 really red cheeks, and it's part of fibromyalgia. I have a really red face. It's the red mask.
I think it's also part of not being 20 anymore. You know what I mean?
Well, no, but it's atypical of that diagnosis, is that you have a red mask right up in here. And this particular makeup is fantastic for covering that red mask. And I feel self-conscious when I go out and I go places that, every time I go somewhere, people are like, "Oh, are you okay? Were you in the sun? Did you get sunburned?" No, I'm just a freak. Thanks for asking.
I'm just a freak. Becky says speech language pathologist.
Yes.
I think I need her services sometimes.
She did wonders with Evan.
Yes.
Because Evan had to have occupational therapy and speech therapy, and he graduated right out,
Yeah, I noticed that when I get fat, let's face it, I'm always fat. When I get fatter, I notice that I guess my mouth gets fat too. And my words don't come out the same way that they do when I'm not as fat. Isn't that weird? And when you read voiceovers for a living, that's a big deal. My words...
Your pronunciation.
It's like I start to get, like all drunk and, sound like I got braces and stuff. It's not that to that degree. But my words don't come out right. And it's funny because when I'm reading for clients, I'm thinking, they're just going to bitch about this. They're going to call me and say, why can't you say country? Country. It's country music. It's finest. Yeah. So I guess maybe the takeaway from that is that I probably shouldn't get fat.
So if anybody needs some unique, let me know. I'll hook you up with Becky.
Well, Becky's the person to do that. She's gorgeous too.
Oh my God, she is. She does these really cool videos too on like tips and techniques on how to do it. So
is it on YouTube?
Let me know. I don't know if she's on YouTube, but I know she's got a Facebook unique thing. So hit me up. I'll link you up to it.
You should do a YouTube channel. Is what you should do. Oh,
I don't.
She told me I need to slow down. What does that mean? Do I talk fast? No,
you need to slow down your speech.
Oh, you know what? That is true. That is true. Listen. That's copyrighted music. You can't hear that. But here's the thing about that particular phone that's ringing. Everybody knows that.
And it's not Phil.
No.
For once, it's not Phil.
Let me tell you. Well, I got two different phone lines in this phone. Mm-hmm. I've got the one that my friends and voiceover clients have. Mm-hmm. And then I've got another line that is for the engineering gig. Mm-hmm. And the people on the engineering side that call me, they all know. Matter of fact, Terry Johnson owns a TV station down in Goldsboro, which is, I don't know, a couple hours from here. He watched the podgram, the videos, and listened, and he said, "Oh wow, that's really." Now he likes me now because he says the quality of what we do on the internet is really good, and he likes that. I guess if I was going to be his engineer and I had some trashy looking crap that I was doing, you know what I'm saying? He'd be like, well, maybe I should find somebody else. But he's like, wow, it really looked good, and and it was almost, there was that line right there. There was that smeared line where he was like, hey, can you make my stuff look like that?
Yeah.
But these people know that I do this from 9 to 10 every morning, Monday through Friday, except when I don't want to. And today happens to be a day that I want to. But they call anyway.
Yeah.
They call anyway. It's like, come on. You know what the deal is.
Maybe we should start answering them.
Well, if I could, I could have put them on the air, but then,
Hi, you're on the podcast.
Hi, you're live on the air.
What could be so important that you've forgotten the cardinal rule?
You call me, I kill you.
Or I could answer the phone. This vehicle is set to self-destruct.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Now, make no mistake, there are certain kinds of phone calls that I want to have between 9 and 10.
The Podgram with Tom and Christie. Join the conversation. 855-PODGRAM.
11 minutes after right now on the Podgram, we're live on Facebook and on YouTube. And in the chat room, Becky Burrows is in there. I'm still kind of interpreting what she said to me a second ago. But you can call us up, 855-PODGRAM. Join the conversation. Talk about what we're talking about. Talk about what you want to talk about. That makes no difference. Because you know what? We're pretty easy that way. It ain't easy being cheesy. But you can also get us on TuneIn, and you can find us on Facebook and YouTube, and we're making every effort to connect with you guys. So, come on, show a little love here. So I need to slow down times. I think I'm hoping what she meant by that was that I talk too fast sometimes. Because my mind goes pretty fast, too. I have ADHD, and I have a lot of the H, mentally speaking. But yes, because in my broadcasting career, in radio, you have a certain amount of time to say what you got to say and then cut the damn microphone off. They don't want no... Oh, I got to turn you back up. I'm so sorry. They don't want no BSing, kind of like what we do here. They don't want any of this in real broadcasting.
Yeah.
Start the record, be quiet, read the liner card. That's all they want. So, yes, I have a habit. Whose number did you just send me? Ding. Yeah. So now I have a habit of hurrying up to say what I got to say because that's just how I've been trained for all these years. And I've tried to, and I do it when I record liners for people too. And that's where I really need to slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm all good, she says. Well, I think you're all good too. Absolutely. You're sending me phone numbers.
I am.
Do I know who these phone numbers go to?
No, but I think we need to make that happen.
We need to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Am I going to get somebody out of bed or make somebody mad with this?
Absolutely. Well, no, absolutely not.
All right. Let me go find it because it just popped up on my screen and went boom, and everybody heard it. Where is it? Come on over here. Well, start talking about something. I can't, do it. I can't be multitasking.
We had this horrible thunderstorm. We had this line of thunderstorms come through last night, and I got up about 6:30.
Yeah.
And I was in the garden for like an hour and a half this morning because I was trying to. Though, if you do a good job when you're gardening, thunderstorms don't really do a whole lot of damage.
Yeah.
But I think I did a little bit more damage than the thunderstorm did because I was trying to change out a grate, like a temporary lattice, into a bigger one.
Uh-huh.
And I accidentally pulled the plant out by the root.
Yeah.
And I hope I didn't kill it. Oh, I really hope I didn't kill it. Please don't die. Please don't die. Yeah, I really hope I didn't. And because I don't want tomato plants, but if they're alive, I can't kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you something. The phone number you sent me, is it associated with the picture of the people you sent me before? If you look right above that, there's a picture of two guys.
No.
So we're not calling them?
No.
Okay. Jesse Pinkman's number, Emily says. She's, Emily's kind of cute. She comes up with stuff.
No.
Well, I know it's somebody in your general vicinity. Because, well, I just know that it is.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty easily identifiable.
So we'll just go ahead and do that. What? Helps if I do the right line, doesn't it? You're not going to tell me who we're calling, are you? Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
God. No, really?
Good morning, Becky Burrows. How are you?
Oh, there's Becky on the phone with us. Good morning. Oh, happy birthday.
It's not her birthday.
Well, it will be eventually.
Yeah.
I just want to get the jump on it.
So tell him what he's doing wrong.
What am I doing wrong? Fix me.
You're doing nothing wrong. You just wanted to know if you needed speech therapy, and I said no, just sometimes you need to slow down, that's all.
I see. I'm doing nothing wrong. My wife would beg to differ.
Well,
how are you this
that's
morning?
I have no help for that. Sorry.
I know. Well, I think I'm
I
beyond
can
help.
just deal with the speech part. That's it.
Just the fact that after almost 16 years of marriage, I'm still married. I mean, that's right there. She's patient. She's a good lady.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
I know which side my bread's buttered on. Let's just say it that way.
I miss you, Becky.
I miss you too, babe.
I don't get to see you all the time. Where are you?
Wonder why I'm on vacation.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you're on vacation?
No, I'm in. It's just not working.
She's got the volume up on the thing, so.
How come I can still hear everything?
I see.
Where are you right now?
What do you mean, where is she? We called her.
Well, I
I'm
know,
at
but I
my
called
house.
her cell phone, so she could be anywhere.
Oh, okay. Okay, she's at
I'm
home.
at my house.
She's at
I
home.
said I have to get the garbage out.
She's taking garbage out. She's doing laundry, making the beds.
I gotcha.
Oh, no. I haven't done all that yet. I'm thinking about taking the garbage out because it might come in half an hour.
Yeah, our garbage guy's supposed to come and steal the garbage tomorrow, but sometimes he doesn't.
Well, let me tell you
Well, they
about the
can
garbage. our garbage people like just up and decided, oh, we're not going to do business anymore.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh yeah, fair rubbish. Just decided, nope, we're not going to do garbage anymore. And well, this was like a month ago, but they decided we're done. Nope, we're just going to give it all up.
Wow.
So we had to. I mean, we went like 2.5 weeks with stinky, nasty, rotten garbage, and we had to switch to who's the pink garbage can?
Breast awareness garbage company.
Bliss.
Yes, we had to switch to Bliss because they're the only other company in the area that services our area. So they said, we don't even have enough cans to accommodate everybody that we have now to pick up. We have to get more trucks. We have to add more people to routes.
So we're going to see them on Shark Tank in a couple of months.
Wow.
So
yes, they're
they
going to
said,
ask for more money.
They said, just put out your fare can and we'll pick it up. So, and then eventually one just showed up at my house, and one of their cans showed up at my house.
That's always nice when that happens. I paid a commercial company. I think it was Waste Management, or it was one of those type of people to come, and they give you the rolling. I guess we're all talking the same garbage can. It's got wheels on it and the lid flips through. Yeah,
right.
I have a 96-gallon. We have the big Mama Jamma.
Yeah, it's a big Mama Jamma. And matter of fact, I used to know somebody who called those a dumpster. Can you take this out to the dumpster?
They're too big to push.
Yeah.
Yes. And I live. My driveway is gravel, mostly, and dirt and sticks and twigs and branches. And it's like 500 feet long to the road. And they made me drag that thing up to the road. So I used to tie it to the back of the truck and just drive up the driveway with it. And they were...
Oh, my God.
Then they were getting... Well, I'm a redneck. I mean, what are you going to do? Then they were getting all pissed off that the trash can was in bad shape. I'm like, look, if you wouldn't make me, lug it a quarter mile up through the rocks, this is supposed to be my kid's chore. Look, I'm 50. This is supposed to be what my kids do, and they can't get it up the driveway. Hi, Gina Jeffrey is over in the Facebook Live page. This is not my, but the new guy so we started doing it ourselves until my pickup truck started becoming the dumpster. And every time I went out to my truck, there was garbage in the back. And leaky garbage.
Ew.
And it was summertime. And down here in North Carolina, in the summertime, the last thing you want in the back of your truck is leaky garbage. Because then there's creatures that come that fly. And you got flies. And then and then when you empty the back of the truck out at the collection center, you have crawling rice on the bottom of your truck bed. I love that. Christie just did this gag look. That's so funny. and yes, and so that's always fun. And then we have those hornets that I call them leg draggers because they fly around with their legs dragging behind them.
Oh yes.
Oh, those
Nasty.
things. Oh yeah. Then we made them roll it up there, and we have those, and we just have all kinds of unfriendlies around here, waspices, and so finally. I decided that my truck couldn't be the dumpster anymore because I was tired of rinsing out the crawling rice every time I wanted to drive the truck. Yeah,
you have to keep talking about that.
Yeah, because I love the look on your face.
Because it just looks like grits,
No, grits aren't long. It's rice. It's rice. Anyway, so there was this guy that I met at the store. The store is not Don's. It used to be called Don's. Now somebody else owns it.
Not Don's.
And it's not Don's anymore. So I just call it not Don's. I don't know what it's called now. Yeah. So I met this guy at not Don's. Kind of like I have my Not Yeti cup. You fill up my Not Yeti, would you? And so the guy at not Don's, this guy runs a garbage service. And he uses like a Toyota pickup truck. And he pulls a trailer behind him. And he supplies these same garbage cans. And he comes and he lifts it out by hand, and because he doesn't have the fancy grabber dumper thing, that the garbage trucks have. Wiggly rice, mm-hmm. That's right. Scotty Beecham, woohoo! In the chat room today. Hey, Scotty, how are you? So he comes and takes it out bag by bag by bag. So you have to bag it up for the guy. You can't just throw stuff in the can without putting it in a bag. And I think you're supposed to do that anyways. But then something happened where he got into a wreck. I guess he fell asleep behind the wheel, and him and his truck and his garbage wagon went flying over a bank into some trees, and he's been in the hospital for like several months. I guess he's going to live. But now they got these other people that come in their pickup truck pulling the same trailer, and they run over my kids' toys in the yard and stuff. They don't make me drag it all the way up to the road, so I try to be nice and leave them a place to turn their trailer around.
Well, that's nice.
I try. But, you know, with all the derelict hoopty wagons in my yard, sometimes that's not easy.
You know, I may not seem like the kind of person who would be a skateboarder, right? Would you picture me as a skateboarder?
Not at all.
So when I was a kid, I had I was a kid of the 80s. The 80s was my age 10 to I was born in 75, so from 5 to 15 was the 80s for me.
I think we are similar in our maturity level. Something has happened with the phone line. Becky, you still with us? No, she went away.
Okay.
We love you, Becky. It's all. We love you. It's good.
It's all good. So, from age 5 to 15,
yeah,
I was in Oklahoma.
Yeah,
and one of the big things was owning a skateboard. But it wasn't just one of those itty bitty little skinny skateboards. They were the big, wide,
like a surfboard on wheels.
It was, and I loved it. I begged for one. I wanted one so bad because it just made life so much easier. But I was uncoordinated because I was like a super klutz. Mm-hmm. So what I would do is I would put one knee on it and put my hands on it.
Yep.
And I would, push upwards. Like with the other legs. So I would go up the road, right?
Yes.
So it was kind of cool, but I mean, it was a means of transportation. But when the garbage was my job. So what I would do is I would take my skateboard and I would put the can on top of my skateboard and I would wheel it down the driveway. Boop. Then go take it back and wheel it down the driveway.
Why do I see a disastrous result coming here?
No, because I mean, it was one big can.
Yeah.
Not like the big wheeled cans. It was like a normal sized,
human-sized can.
Trash can with a lid.
Yeah.
So, I would just stick it up on top of the big fat skateboard and wheel it down the driveway.
I needed a skateboard with training wheels on it. I could never ride a skateboard.
Now, if I could have welded a walker to my skateboard, it would have been all right.
That's funny.
It would have been all right.
Yeah. Yeah. I was always trying to build something I could ride on that would.
But then scooters came out.
Yeah.
When I was about 12.
Yeah.
And everybody wanted a scooter.
Yeah.
And I wanted a scooter so bad.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine got one and I begged, oh, let me ride your scooter. So one time when she wasn't home and I was over at her house, because I used to go wait at her house for her to get home because she rode the bus, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I could walk home. So I got there faster than she did.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked over to her house and I borrowed her scooter for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Look at the devious look on your face right there.
They always say that, karma's a bitch. Well, the karma bus done hit me. Beep, beep. So her road used to go on a slight downhill, right?
Yeah.
And once you get momentum.
Oh, yeah. If you don't have any brakes.
And I was starting to become a little bit of a chunky kid.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So momentum plus chunk equals velocity.
Yes.
So here I am. I'm pedaling, and I'm thinking, oh crap, there's no brakes.
Right.
So I'm starting to get towards the end of the road.
Yeah.
And I'm going stop with my feet,
Yeah.
And I fell forward.
Yeah.
And both of my knees went on either side of the shaft. And if you're a boy, this is painful.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, when you're a girl, it's just as painful.
Yeah.
I had a bruise the size of a softball.
Yeah.
I couldn't sit for like a week without groaning in pain. So never borrow someone else's scooter because it's painful.
Yeah. And Becky says that she had to hang up on us and get her garbage done.
Yeah.
Last day at the age that she's at, I think is what she's telling me. It's been a good run. Looking forward to the next chapter. And then she says, Christie talks too much.
The Podgram with Tom and Christie.
They're still at it.
I'm walking two people talk about nothing.
Join the conversation. 855-Podgram.
Oh, the look on your face. I love you so much. Actually, that is not what Becky said. She said, Christie explains so much, which I'm translating into Christie talks too much. But I do this. I talk too much.
But you have to have that much detail.
Well, yeah, we got an hour to burn through. I mean,
but you have to have that much detail to really understand.
Brevity is not the key on this program because it would only be like a 10-minute show if we whittled it down to
If we did the Reader's Digest of everything.
Yeah.
It'd be over before we played the first liner at quarter after.
Yeah, we wouldn't even, and we could whittle it down to 10 minutes a day, 3 days a week.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I was saying, Becky says, Tom, you're starting stuff. Yes, I am. Because
Becky loves me because I hooked that girl up.
Becky is awesome. And I love the way she spells her name. See,
she's phenomenal.
Yeah.
She is such a great lady. She is absolutely wonderful inside and out. She's one of those people that will do anything for you.
Yeah.
She has an amazing heart and an amazing spirit. And what she does for those kids.
Yeah.
Like you can tell she's the right person in the right job.
Mm-hmm.
And that's key.
It is. It is. And I like the way she spells her name with an I.
Yes.
Jenny, my daughter, spells her name with an I as well. Yeah.
So now that we're into the second half.
And we still really said nothing. We've
said a lot.
Have we? All right. Okay.
But you said you wanted rantable.
I do want something rantable because I need to get, pissed and I need to start, getting people mad and make them want to start calling up and, telling me that I'm a moron. I like that sort of thing. Well, I mean, usually that comes up when there's politics to discuss.
Yeah.
That's kind of, but the thing about the politics, one of my friends said to me, you need to talk more politics. But the problem with the politics at this point is we've burned that biscuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still people over on Hatebook that are hating on Trump, whatever. It is what it is. It's like, look, that's history now. It's, they've got textbooks coming out that have that crap in it already. Let's move on to something else.
Well, I want to move on to Walgreens, which is like my home away from home.
Walgreens is a great place, especially if you're out somewhere and you've got to go to the bathroom. Because most Walgreens stores have a bathroom in the back, and they have a men's and a ladies' room. But there's you go in and you can lock the door. It's like a one toilet kind of thing. And being in a drugstore, it's generally clean and stocked, as opposed to going into the Texaco.
Yeah.
And so I don't do public bathrooms as a general rule, but because I'm old now and sometimes things creep up on me.
Yeah,
I look for a Walgreens, and then I feel guilty about what I did to their bathroom, so I got to buy a soda or something on the way out. I won't go in and not buy anything. I just came to blow up your bathroom.
Same
Sorry.
way too. He won't go to the bathroom at McDonald's or something and not buy a cup of coffee.
Oh no,
he won't.
No,
I don't care. I will probably because I've got kids, and usually, in the beginning. You get lax with this rule because when you've got a kid who's going, Mom, you go. You will drag a kid and you will go.
Yeah.
And then you will get back in the car and you will go.
Yeah.
You don't care.
I will go to McDonald's if I have to go so bad that I know I'm not going to make it to the seated position before things happen. You just try to aim in the general direction and hope for the best. And the poor kid, and that kid that has to come in there after that, he deserves $15 an hour.
Yeah.
That kid. I guess he's working for his money. I'll tell you the worst thing is Taco Bell.
Oh yeah.
Now back in the day, I used to work at Taco Bell when I was a teenager. And Taco Bell had hot sauce that was really death hot.
Yeah.
They stopped carrying it because people were, filling themselves full of it and then exploding all over the restaurant. And of course, the inside of the restaurant at the time was stucco. So when somebody blows chunks all over the wall, it's kind of hard to clean it up because it's all in the little texture of the stucco. That was almost.
So meanwhile, back at Walgreens.
I love it. I love the gag face. That's great.
Okay, back at Walgreens. This is enough to rile you up, let me tell you.
Okay.
Walgreens pharmacist refuses to fill a medication for a woman who's had a miscarriage because of her religious beliefs.
Let
me tell the story.
Okay. Let me just put you on the screen so I'm just not in the whole mix here. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you.
Sure. I'm here for you.
So a woman in Arizona made the brave choice to make a very private loss, her miscarriage, into a public discussion in the hopes that the story can save other women from going through what she had to experience at her local Walgreens. The pharmacist there refused to fill her prescription required to help her end her pregnancy, citing moral objections, even though her fetus no longer had a heartbeat. Because of a previous miscarriage, her doctor was closely monitoring Nicole Ortega, as she explained on Facebook. But on Tuesday, at 2 months into her pregnancy, she discovered there was no fetal development or heartbeat, and she could either have a surgical D&C, a procedure at a hospital, or take a medication at home to induce contractions. When she went to pick up her medication, the pharmacist refused to give it to her. She said, I stood at the mercy of the pharmacist explaining my situation in front of my 7-year-old and 5 customers standing behind me, only to be denied because of his ethical beliefs, Ortega wrote. Mm-hmm. I get we all have our beliefs, but what he fails to understand is that the situation isn't what I had hoped for. This isn't something I wanted. This is something I have zero control over. He has no idea what it's like to want nothing more than to carry this child to full term and be unable to do so. If you have never gone through a miscarriage, you have no idea the pain and emotional roller coaster it can be. The prescription that Ortega was trying to fill was for misoprostol. Yeah, okay, I'm slaughtering that. But that's okay. Which is commonly used to terminate pregnancies. It's basically, it helps to shed the lining so that you can do what the body normally has to do. It is what she had to do was absolutely humiliating. She said, I started demanding my prescription back, which took a minute and eventually ended in tears. She finally tossed the slip of paper onto the counter and walked away without a word. Arizona, Arkansas, Georgia, Idaho, Mississippi, and South Dakota all have laws specifically allowing pharmacists the right to refuse to fill these prescriptions. Other states have broader laws that allow healthcare providers to refuse certain types of services, but prohibit them from preventing customers from accessing it elsewhere. California, Illinois, Maine, Massachusetts, Nevada, New Jersey, Washington, Wisconsin pharmacies are all required to provide patients with their prescription medication.
Part of my rant has been kind of nullified because of the last tag that you put on that, about how there's laws that say that pharmacists don't have to do, it's discretionary to the pharmacist. But here's my issue. Here's my issue. And I'm going to guess the states that have that law are not the conservative states.
Yeah.
Because we live in a time right now where people's feelings are far more important than people's needs.
Yeah.
People's feelings trump people's needs, and
yeah,
it's really kind of sad because when you're prescribed something from a doctor and you go to the pharmacy to have it filled, that person that works there as the pharmacist or the assistant or whoever, the cashier, they're not doctors.
Yeah.
They should not have the ability to say, nope, not doing it.
It's no different than being prescribed cancer medication. What was growing inside her right now is cancerous to her.
Yeah.
If she does not have this ejected from her body, it can make her sick, become septic, and die.
Yeah. So let's suppose I'm the pharmacist and you come in for your fibromyalgia meds and I say to you, nope, don't believe in that. Sorry. Or ADHD meds or any other, because I guess the law doesn't say if you disagree with the pregnancy drug, you don't have to. It's a blanket policy. If you don't want to fill anybody's stuff, you don't have to at that point. That's not your job. That's not your job to decide who gets what.
No. But I mean, it's not any prescription, but it's just ones that are considered life-ending, in air quotes, because I mean, the doctor at that point had already determined that the life had ended.
It was over now.
What is there to discuss? There's no further discussion. I mean, if they've already determined that, what are they going to do? Force this poor woman to now have a surgical procedure where there is a non-invasive procedure that can be done in the privacy of her home? She's got kids to take care of.
When I go to McDonald's, I don't go to McDonald's anymore, by the way. I've sworn off McDonald's. Never again will I go to McDonald's. And not for any specific one thing, just that it's bad. You know what I mean? They're all bad. There's not a good fast food restaurant. I went to Hardee's the other day, and you know how much I love some Hardee's. I was like, I can do this
sausage biscuits.
Oh my God, yeah, sausage egg. Yeah. Anyway, but when I go to a drive-through, the person inside has one job: give me my damn biscuit. That's your job. Mm-hmm. If you can't do that, then let me speak to the manager, and then you need to find me somebody who can do that. When you go to the pharmacy, that person behind the counter has one job: give me my damn pills. It's not up to you to decide what's good for me, what's bad for me, what offends you. Oh, I'm offended by your condition, and so I'm not going to. No, this is no different than the whole cake thing that everybody keeps bringing back up.
Yep.
The cake thing.
Oh, I'm not going to make a cake for a gay wedding because I'm against civil unions between two same-sex individuals.
And those people got their asses sued off. Private business owners who said, "I don't like what you're doing. I'm not contributing to that. Don't want your business." Now, in America, businesses have the right to refuse service to anybody for any reason.
Yep.
But they got their asses sued up. Now you're telling me the people in the drugstore can say, "Oh, well, I don't agree with that. I'm not filling that prescription. I'm not doing it."
Just these kinds of medications. Just
doesn't make any difference. Doesn't make any difference.
Type.
Doesn't make any difference. Oh, I don't.
But it's Walgreens. It's the state has determined that pharmacists, not just Walgreens, but pharmacists have the right to refuse to fill them.
No, they don't. I don't care what state you're in. No, you don't. If a doctor thinks enough to give you a prescription, you have one job. You take what the doctor says and you dispense it. Doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't
It goes back
matter.
to the right. I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
But it's their right to life.
Well, and this all goes back to, if your choices in life don't meet mine, then I don't have to do anything for you. I'm offended.
It goes back to conception begins at does conception begin when there's a heartbeat, or does conception begin when the cells divide?
Listen, I'll be the first one on deck to say I'm against abortions. I don't think it should happen. I think that if you're going to do what happens to get pregnant, I think you need to see it through and be a grown up about it. And I really, I really do. Having said that, I apologize. I'm hacking up the last of my pneumonia. But having said that now, there are circumstances where it's necessary to stop that, to stop a pregnancy. But
these pharmacists see this as an abortion.
See, and they're wrong. There should be there's a clear line there. Doctor says it ain't going to work. Kid's going to die. Ain't going to make it. And if you don't take care of it, you're going to die too, Mom.
Yeah. You're
going to get sick too. Things happen in pregnancy. Things happen. Not every
1 in 4 don't work.
Not every pregnancy turns into rainbows and unicorns for happy, loving parents. It doesn't. I don't think playing house and getting pregnant is a good reason to stop a pregnancy. I think, listen, you played a grown-up game. Now you got to be a grown-up. But the rape thing, I'm on the fence with that one. I don't know. Because I guess my thing about this, I kind of have, people say, well, you got no dog in this fight. But I do kind of have a little skin in the game because I was adopted. My birth mother, got pregnant at an early, very young age where she was not ready to have any kids. And she had a set of choices placed before her. And she chose to give me an opportunity to have a good life, even if it was without her. Mm-hmm. Sure, her circumstances weren't ideal. And back in those days, if you were pregnant and there was no marriage involved and there's it was bad.
You had to go to like a special home until you gave birth.
Yeah, you did. And you had to hide in the bushes and never come outside during the day when you were pregnant because everybody knew you weren't married.
Yep.
You just
had to go to
today,
like a special classroom
for
high school.
Today's no big. Today's no big. Whatever.
Because it's contagious,
Yeah, back in those days, though, people just didn't get pregnant out of wedlock. It just was unheard of. And if you did, well, you're going to go to hell and you're going to this, that, and the other. And so the easy way out for her would have been, let's just stop it.
Yeah.
Let's give the guy, $50, and go out and behind the dumpster and take care of it. That would have been the easy way out. And I think a lot of people try to take the easy way out. And then later, what they don't realize, I think it should be like the gastric bypass thing. When you have to do the gastric bypass, they don't, hang on. Damn, pneumonia still trying to hold on. The gastric bypass thing, they kind of have to have a duty to educate you as to what it is, what the lifestyle change is going to be, what the effects on your body are going to be, what the emotional effects on your body are going, because it's not just about your physical being, it's about your emotional and mental being as well.
Well, that's a big part of what they're doing with adoption now too.
Well, they should. They shouldn't just,
And I'm a huge reality TV nut, and Teen Mom, one of the moms that they have profiled for, I think, almost 10 years now, at least 8, is Caitlin and Tyler, and they gave up their first child for adoption. Mm-hmm. And Caitlin has struggled.
Yeah.
I mean, really, really struggled because the birth parents that they chose a set of birth parents whom they thought would really work out very well. And for the first couple of years, they did have a really good relationship with them, and they had good correspondence back and forth. They got to see the child. They had a lot of letters back and forth. They had a lot of, there was a lot of give and take. Well, as this child has gotten older, they had a fear that the child would start recognizing Caitlin and Tyler as more than just people who come to visit. Mm-hmm. And the questions would begin. Mm-hmm. So they have begun to pull back from them. Mm. And this is so painful.
Yeah.
Because now they're married and they have a child of their own who is the biological sibling.
Yes.
And now it's they all get together, the birth parents, the birth child, the siblings, and it's even more difficult now to have them separated, like when they have to leave.
Yeah.
And people don't realize, oh, I'll just give it up for adoption. Well, at some point, that child is going to wonder, why did they give me up?
Yeah.
What is, and there's a lot of, like, there's a TLC show, Long Lost Parent or Long Lost Family, I think it is.
Yeah.
And it's these people who feel so incomplete and so empty. And a lot of times they're stuck in a particular pattern in their life that they just can't move on until they understand why, or they find this person to get this answer. Yeah. And until they do, so you need to think about these things. You need to understand that there's consequences no matter what you do.
Yeah.
The Podgram with Tom and Christie.
They're still at it.
How long can two people talk about nothing?
Join the conversation. 855-PODGRAM.
Well, it's about 10 till the top of the hour. We got about 10 minutes left in the program. We're talking about, I guess, really, pharmacists who have the right to choose, which... Hey, that's actually kind of a cool way to tag it. Pharmacists that have a right to choose, and they shouldn't. So, like I said, before you have a gastric bypass surgery, you have to go through all this stuff so that you understand exactly what it is, what kind of water it is you're putting your feet in, right? Yeah. And I think when it comes to abortions and ending abortions or whatever, I think that there should be equal counseling for that, so that you understand what you're doing, because for a lot of people it's an easy out. Oh, we did this and we did blah blah blah. Let me go over here. You go into this little office in the back alley, and the guy says, "Yeah, come on in, have a seat. Let me get my stuff sharpened up here, and we'll get you taken care of." People don't know what they're getting into, and then later on it leads to depression, and it leads to all kinds of things. And like I said, I didn't know my biological mother until about 8 years ago when we met thanks to the internet. But there were all those years that she knew I was out there, didn't know how to reach me, didn't know how to find me, anything like that. So, but the pharmacist. So, not in all cases am I against terminating a pregnancy. Only the ones where people are looking for the easy out. That's the only ones I really have a problem with. If it's a health hazard, if it's a risk, if it's too risky for the mother, for the child, if the child is going to have zero quality of life for whatever reason. And I don't mean because they might wind up in the ghetto. That doesn't count. No, I mean, we're talking physical, because illness, or, not able to speak or hear or walk, or comprehend, or there's no brain activity, or, there's no, I mean, wait, let me rephrase. I'm not saying that having a child born blind or deaf is not a reason to abort. No, I'm saying if a child has profound disability. Yes. Profound. Yes. To a point where their quality of life is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Then yes, I would consider. Where they cannot survive without somebody to take care of them, because they will never be able to wipe their own backsides or think for themselves, or they'll suffer because of some pain thing, because they got an arm growing out of their eyeball socket or something. But you get what I'm saying. I mean, I said that. Yeah. I always said that. Oh, well, in this circumstance or this circumstance, I would do this or I would do that. But, when you're in that situation, it's different. Sure it is. Well, there's people now that say, well, I'd like to know if my kid's going to have Down syndrome, so we just go ahead and, end it there. No. That doesn't work. God gives special kids to special parents. Yeah. I agree. God puts those kids into your life because that's what you need in your life. We had the option to test for Down syndrome with both of our children, mm-hmm. and we didn't. They can test for a multitude of stuff. We opted against it because we said, even if they are, it would change nothing. Yeah, it makes no difference. But the thing is, though, there's people out there that have the idea of what their perfect kid would be like. And if my pregnancy is progressing along with the kid's not what I expected, let's just get rid of it. There's people out there like that. There's people out there that kind of have that train of thought. And we're kind of getting way off the beaten path here. But if a doctor says, this baby's not going to make it, this baby's already gone, some pharmacist in the back of Walgreens does not have the right to circumvent or overrule. Look, you have one job: fill the bottle. That's it. You're not a paid thinker, you're a paid doer. There's thinkers and there's doers. And when you're the guy,
you should have gone to school longer.
If you wanted to be a doctor and you wanted to play doctor, that's what you should have done.
Mm-hmm.
But sitting in the back of Walgreens makes you nobody. But I mean, you're a pharmacist, and and here's the other thing: how many pharmacists hand out the wrong meds every day? Put the wrong pills in the bottle. Happens all the time. Happens all the time. People die. I was listening on TuneIn to the show yesterday, I think, in the van, and we were talking about the lady in I think it was in Germany or Russia that had been accidentally given formaldehyde in an IV drip.
Yep.
These are people who are doing this stuff that are supposed to be. These are people you're supposed to trust.
Yep.
You're supposed to know what they're doing. And this lady was filled with embalming fluid, and then she died. From it. Not before they dragged her through trying to fix it. I mean, once you've gone down a certain road, you can't turn around and come back in some cases, and that's one of them. But you got one job, man. Fill the bottle. And so I don't think that Walgreens or I don't think the government should step in and make rulings about what people have to do and what they don't have to do. I don't think the government has any place. I don't think they have any place creating rules for the workplace. Because
it's sad that there are places where they have nothing better to do than make laws like this.
And it's all because somebody's feelings might get hurt. See, this is when we go back to the very root of the thing. Somebody's feelings might get hurt. And we certainly can't have anybody's feelings getting hurt. You got to make the cake for the gay people. You got to shut the Chick-fil-A down because they're Christians, and we certainly can't have any of that.
Can't go to Hobby Lobby.
Can't go to Hobby. So funny. I guess there was some kind of a rumor that they were shutting all their stores down. It's been a while ago.
No.
It's been a while ago. They're not. No. Although I did notice that they no longer sell the model car of the General Lee in their model section because the Confederate flag.
They're closed on Mondays.
Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. What are they? Eighth-day Adventists?
No, it's Sundays. I'm sorry, they're closed on Sundays.
This is Chick-fil-A, and it's cool because they want their employees to go and have time to go to church and spend time with their families, and that's cool. I remember a time in America where you couldn't do squat on Sundays, but go to church.
They rolled up the sidewalks.
They rolled the sidewalks. They shut down the satellites. They turned off the TV stations. There was nothing. If you weren't going to church on Sunday, well, you were going to sit in the house and just be bored because there was nothing else.
Nothing.
You weren't buying a car. You weren't buying a matter of fact, that was a great time to go looking at cars was on Sunday because you knew the salespeople weren't going to come out and harass you.
Absolutely.
I went onto a car lot. I swear it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. And I came rolling up in there and I'm looking around at cars and here comes a salesman. Hey, buddy, how are you? You take that for a ride? No, I came over here because I was hoping you were gone. Yeah. We live in a country now where people's feelings get in the way of everything.
Special snowflake.
Well, but here's
the
problem. See, the people who feel this way are by and large the young people, the millennials, if you will, right? And what's happening with these millennials is that they're growing up a little bit, but they hold on to these ideas. And the new people that are coming up under the millennials are being taught those same ideas. And so what's going to happen is in 20 years in this country, people with those ideas are going to be the ones making all the laws, doing all the voting. And, we're up the creek without a paddle, I think, with this. Because,
like, for instance, my son this morning, he was watching this YouTube video of these 4 complete crackhead morons who were laughing about some song that they had made up about divorced parents who this kid needed to go see a therapist because his parents were divorced. Mm-hmm. And Evan said, I don't understand why you have a problem with it. It rhymes. It's funny. Mm. And I said, okay, so here's the thing. This is why it's not funny, Evan. I said, do you have any idea how many kids are completely screwed up because their parents got divorced and they're now, going to therapy? Yeah. Why is it funny? Why is that funny that somebody's damaged and now they have to see a therapist? He's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
Not even before that. He was watching another video and he's like, "Oh, I don't understand why you have a problem with that." Well, why is it funny that you're talking about this?
Yeah.
Well, why is it funny that in one I have to explain it to him? He just thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is happening. Like these viral videos go out and these viral things go out.
Yeah.
And they don't understand why it's funny.
Yeah.
They just go along with it because they're just lemmings marching to the.
I think the other thing is it's these young people, when somebody is hurting, they take a little pleasure in that.
They just march to the ocean. They don't care. Lemming. None of one of them will pop little heads up and see where they're going before they plunge off into the ocean.
Yeah, when I was growing up, there was a lot of things my parents didn't have to tell me that I just knew.
Yeah.
And then these days you have to explain. You have to draw a picture for people. This is why you don't do this. And
thank you, YouTube.
Well, yeah.
YouTube can be great, but YouTube, it can be the bane of my existence.
Oh, sure it can, because they always find the wrong stuff to watch that you don't want to watch it. So anyway, so there you go. Well, that's our time for today. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Let's get another close-up of Christie there, because she is just so pretty today. Well, she's pretty every day. Anyway, join us again tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. We're not going to be here tomorrow because it's the 4th of July. So have a great day. See you here on Thursday, everybody.
The Podgram, copyright 2018, Big Tower Media. So don't be stealing our stuff.